In this video, I'm going to go over how to write, solve, and graph one variable inequalities. So we're going to start with a real-world problem. Miss Simon spent less than $6. So I'm going to first write a one variable inequality with this. So I'm going to use the letter M to represent the amount of money that I spent. Then I'm going to use my less than symbol and the number 6 to represent the money. So again, the M represents Miss Simon. The symbol that you see here is less than. And the number is the number in my story. So that's my $6. So M is less than 6. Miss Simon's amount of money is less than $6. From there, I can graph my inequality. The way that I like to do this is I like to put 0 in the middle, and then depending on what my number is, I'm going to put the positive value to the right and the negative of that same value to the left. So since my number was 6, I put it on my right, and I put -6 on the left of 0. Since my symbol is less than, meaning that all the money that I spent is less than $6, I'm going to put an open circle above 6. That means that I am talking about 6, but it's not equal to 6. And I want everything less than or to the left of 6. So looking at this graph, we've got lots of answers that could be possible. So if I were to kind of think in my head, and you guys can do the same, what are some possible answers, some possible values that Miss Simon could have spent? It has to be less than 6, but not equal to 6. So for example, I could have spent $5.99. I could have spent exactly $5. I could have spent $4.50. Really anything less than 6. So I'm going to use that same story, but I'm going to change it up with one word. Miss Simon spent greater than $6. So again, I'm going to have my M. I'm going to switch my sign, and I'm still going to have my 6. So M represents me, Miss Simon. This is my greater than symbol. And this represents my $6. Now, if we think back to elementary school, we usually say that like the alligator or Miss Pac-Man is eating the greater number. In this case, we are saying that M, the amount that Miss Simon spent, is greater than 6, which M is being eaten in this case. Now I'm going to draw the same graph. Still going to have 0 in the middle. I'm going to have +6 to the right and -6 to the left. And I'm still going to use that open circle because it's not equal to 6. I'm just using 6 as my marker because it's on my problem. But now I'm saying everything greater than, so that means I'm going to go to the right. So it's everything greater than 6. So some possible answers to satisfy that expression, or sorry, that inequality. Miss Simon could have spent $6.01, $7, $15, really anything greater than 6. Now, there are 2 more symbols, and they're very similar to the ones we just did. We're just going to add another layer to them. So let's say Miss Simon spent less than or equal to $6. So now I'm kind of changing it up because it's not just less than 6, it's less than or equal to 6. So my symbol is a little bit different. It still looks similar to my less than symbol, but there's one little thing added. I've got that line at the bottom, and that tells me it could be equal to 6. And if you were to cover up the top of it, it's literally an equal sign. And if you were to cover up the bottom, it's a less than sign. So it's kind of showing both at the same time. Now, my graph, again, is going to look super similar. Still going to have 0 in the middle. I'm going to have positive 6 on the right, negative 6 on the left. But now I'm saying that it can be equal to 6. So instead of an open circle, like I used up here, I'm actually going to use a filled in circle because it could be equal to 6. But now I also want everything to the left. So my possible answers are kind of still similar to what I have up here, but I can add one more to that list. I can now add 6. Really anything less than 6 or equal to it. My last symbol is very similar to this one, but we're going to flip it around, just like we did up on top. So, Miss Simon spent greater than or equal to $6. So I've got M is greater than or equal to 6. Zero in the middle, positive 6 on the right, negative 6 on the left. Again, we're saying this could be equal to 6. So I'm going to put my filled in circle here. And this time I'm going to the right because it's everything greater than or equal to 6. And my possible answers list is exactly the same as above with one more possible answer because now it can also be $6. And hopefully at home you're thinking of some answers that could also keep going in this list because there are infinite numbers that can go in both of these lists. Now that's writing and graphing one variable inequalities. The last step is solving them. What's really lucky for us is that solving inequalities is no different than solving an equation, at least if we're working without negatives. So we're going to do 2 examples. Let's say that we have 5x minus 3 is less than 17, or we have 2 times the quantity of x plus 4 is greater than or equal to 14. So problems like this should look very similar. The only difference is that we're used to seeing an equal sign here rather than one of these symbols, but my steps don't change. I'm still going to draw a line at that symbol. I'm going to pretend it's an equal sign. And my first step is going to be to add 3 on both sides. And I'm going to have 5x is less than 20. Okay, so you'll notice I'm bringing down my symbol every time. My next step is going to be to divide by 5. And now all I should have left is x is less than 4. And if I wanted to, I could use one of these graphs up above and I could graph it. Except instead of using a 6, I would have on my graph, and I'm going to make it really tiny on the side right here, 0, 4, negative 4. It's my less than symbol, so I'm going to use an open circle above 4, and it's less than, so I'm going to go to the left, and that would be my graph. Over here I now have parentheses. My rules are still the same. I'm going to draw my line at my symbol. I'm going to distribute. So I do 2 times x, which gets me 2x, 2 times 4, which gets me 8. I'm going to keep my symbol there. And from there, I'm going to do my steps that I have here. So I have minus 8, and I have After that, 2x is greater than or equal to 6. Then I'm going to divide by 2. And I am left with x is greater than or equal to 3. And if I wanted to graph it, I'm going to put above it my colored in circle because it's greater than or equal to, and it's greater than, so I'm going to go to the right.